Hello, and welcome to page 56 of my graphic novel of comic strips titled Found Earth. So it's been another week, and Inktober is over, and I completed everything. I think I was only a day behind, and that was because of a weekend, and we were busy on the last day, so I think I had to delay doing the absolute last one. So, an almost perfect and successful Inktober. I highly recommend it for everybody if you have the slightest inkling of an idea to improve your artwork and really quickly just improve your artwork and get used to using inking tools. It's a wonderful thing, and I think Jake Parker is on to a wonderful idea. I've been listening to a lot of positive things lately, inspirational things. Podcasts, I've been listening to things like Gary V. And just trying to erase negativity from my head. There are voices in my head that aren't necessarily my own, that sound an awful lot like me, but aren't. And so I'm using things like that to eliminate the negativity that rolls around. The imposter syndrome is a horrible thing as well, where you don't really think you're actually good enough to be doing this. And getting paid for it or receiving recognition for it at the very least. What else am I listening to? Comics Lab. Two cartoonists do it, and they seem to make a fairly decent living off of it, and they talk about how they do it. And so I learn from them and adapt, and I'm checking out a few things. I'm looking at webcomics.com to post these as comic strips. I'll need to reformat them so that they can fit with the scroll rather than a single page. Time will tell if that's more effort than it's worth. I don't know. I'll try it. We'll see what happens. And I've also been trying to listen to some more inspirational music. The Greatest Showman is a good one. Musicals like Rent, Hamilton, some other things like 7 Years, some Christian music, and trying to get more of that into my life. I find that I still paint better with the grunge music from the 90s, Stone Temple Pilots, that kind of deal, Pearl Jam. But I don't listen to too terribly much of it in my spare time, because a lot of it is not as positive, I think. It's sadder. I'm not sure it's obviously negative, but it's not positive. So even the neutral stuff I'm trying to get away from. Anyway, the Hamilton songs like Satisfied or Nonstop or things like that. The Other Side from The Greatest Showman. Never Be Enough. With Rent, I like La Vie Boheme. Things like that. Santa Fe. Santa Fe is my absolute favorite from that musical. So I've been trying to listen to a lot of positive stuff because what goes in comes out, and working, a retail job for my 9 to 5, I already hear a lot of negativity, and so I'm just trying to ease that back a little, trying to reduce the stress and ease that back and promote some more positivity in my life, I guess. What goes in comes out, I guess. I hope. We'll see. Time will tell. I imagine there's whole books written for that. So this particular page, which I've already talked halfway through, has the smallest robot, the practical joker, doing his best to try to get out of work. Again, this comic strip began as a vent for my 9 to 5 and everything that I saw in it, and a way to go into the bathroom and scream in a way that was productive. I've had a lot of coworkers be like this robot. Good for a good time, but when the work comes, they will work harder and hurt themselves more to get out of it than they will to do, the actual work. I've had people fall asleep or choose to walk around and waste time and work harder at getting out of doing the work and avoiding the managers than actually doing the work. And I don't know if that's in all jobs, but certainly in retail there's a lot of it. So in this page, the smallest robot realizes that he's actually pulling his own weight, quite literally, and decides that it would be easier and better if he at the very least faked an injury to get out of the work than to actually do the work. And again, Lift is left to do all the work. So some days I very much empathize with Lift. I spent years doing that. Careers are marathons, they're not sprints. So I dealt with it. I lasted longer than most of them, and I'm still there and they're gone. So yeah, this builds into future comic strips, and we'll see where this goes. But I would like to thank Scott Snyder for his continued support, and I would also like to thank Joe Lambden for jumping in the game and supporting. And we're saving money for the stuff to get this done. I am beginning the process of looking into webcomics.com. It says that I retain all the rights to my thing when I publish through them, so I'm going ahead and looking to see what it would take to edit this into a scroll type comic, and to see if it would be worth it to do it. And financial reward and publicity and stuff. So I realize that it will take a little more time to do that, and it will probably take another afternoon of my free time. But we will see what we can get done with this, and it won't hurt to try it a couple of times and see what I can get out of it. You don't ask, you don't get, I guess is the phrase. So that's the next step. I want to try the webcomics.com and slowly begin the process of working on my Supercolor comic strip again, so that I can hopefully get that done and published out in digital, and get it back to the little boy that created it, and so he can have a physical thing in his hand. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, jump over to patreon.com and chip in $1 or a few. It'll go towards making more artwork. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a very good week and have fun. Bye.